Hi, I'm Dr. James Machino. What are PMS or, period symptoms, premenstrual syndrome symptoms that women often get? Well, in PMS, it's a recurrent cluster of variable symptoms. Not all women get exactly the same ones, but usually when they strike, it's about 7 to 14 days prior to the onset of menstruation. And then, of course, some women have very painful muscle cramps or uterine cramps, which we call dysmenorrhea, which the truth is that a lot of the same natural things that are helpful for PMS symptoms are also going to control dysmenorrhea or painful menstrual cramps. Very common problem, of course, about 1/3 of premenopausal women actually suffer at some severity and constellation of symptoms that you would call PMS. Usually in women 25 to 40 years old, they're most extreme, and about 10% of women have really, really severe PMS symptoms. And so what are the symptoms that we typically encounter in PMS? They can be emotionally driven. The person feels a little more nervous. There's more anxiety or irritability. There's mood swings, fatigue, lethargy, and depression, of course, is the one that is the scariest of all. So that can be, if you're noticing this trend in yourself, it might be from PMS, especially if it's cyclical that way, from 1 month to the next. But gastrointestinal symptoms too, abdominal bloating, alternating diarrhea with constipation, appetite changes. Cravings for certain foods like sugar or chocolate are commonly reported. A lot of women feel like they almost have an addiction to it. And then there are changes to reproductive tissue, breast swelling, breast tenderness, and then the uterine cramps, but altered libido also is reported by some women. And other physical manifestations, women who are more prone to headaches often are going to be worse during that period. Or backache can be amplified significantly. Skin lesions can occur, such as acne, a swelling of the fingers and the ankles, not an uncommon manifestation. The most common symptoms women report are bloating, breast pain, ankle swelling, along with a sense of increased weight gain, although most of it is just water retention in most cases, acne lesions to the skin, a feeling of irritability or aggressiveness or some depression, libido changes, lethargy, don't have the same energy, and of course food cravings that we spoke about. So, why is this even happening? It's happening, the most common feature of PMS in terms of the physiological changes are that there's an imbalance between estrogen and progesterone. There's too much estrogen and not enough progesterone. So how does that happen? Well, you can produce too much estrogen, especially if your diet is off track, or you can decrease the clearance of estrogen. Your detoxification enzymes are not working well enough to break down some of the old estrogen, so you have higher levels. Sometimes there's a failure in the ovaries to produce enough progesterone. The idea is to bring that estrogen to progesterone balance back to where it belongs. And you can do that naturally, as I'm going to point out in a moment. The problem is that what happens is that in the medical management of this, and doctors are not crazy about doing this, but when women are in a lot of pain or a lot of discomfort, then they tend to be desperate. So doctors end up writing prescriptions for birth control pills, oral contraceptives, which will just sort of override the whole natural flow of hormones in the body. I don't think that's the best thing to do. Or they can prescribe other hormones that'll block the ovulatory cycle. Or they can give diuretic drugs to wash out the water and salt. Or they can give antidepressant drugs or anti-anxiety drugs, painkillers for the breast tenderness and muscle relaxants for the muscle cramps. But that's really just chasing the symptoms around the body. The truth is, if you look at peer-reviewed clinical studies, what you see is that there are natural interventions that are helpful for most women. The right dietary, lifestyle, and supplementation game plan can actually help to bring that balance back and solve a lot of these problems. So a lot of women get tremendous success when they put the dietary, lifestyle, and supplementation program into place. So what I've done is I've created a comprehensive review of this in my ebook called The Natural Management of PMS. Any woman that suffers from PMS should download this ebook right now, go through it. It shows you exactly how other women have had success using these strategies. All the scientific references are there, so you know that it's valid information, and it can alleviate a lot of heartache during those years where you're prone to PMS. Even getting rid of a lot of the menstrual cramps, which can be so debilitating. So you should download that right now. But remember that at machinohealth.com, you'll see my other research review articles, other videos I've done, footage from my live seminars. If you're more of an academic, you want some heavier information, it's there. Also, other downloads and resources I've created. They're all free. That will help you lead a long, healthy, functional life. You don't just want to be alive, you want to be functional and vibrant and have great health for as long as possible. All my review papers and my teaching materials come complete with all the scientific references, so you know you're getting only evidence-based information on any health and wellness topic that you're looking for. So you really should make machinohealth.com an ongoing, reliable resource for health and wellness information for both you and your family members. Thanks so much for watching.